The new 96 one now. It's Russell Rush, and boy, do I have exciting news about where the Russell Rush Haunted Tour is going next.
Oh, Lord, where are you dragging us off to now?
You know, it's funny you say that, Joey, because with all the places we've been to and the bad juju we've been around, I thought maybe we could get churched up a little bit. So, here to tell us where the Russell Rush Haunted Tour is going next, please welcome Spurs Jesus.
What is going on right now? What is this? What is this?
Yes.
Okay.
Spurs Jesus and Prince of the Riverwalk, dare I say.
Don't forget
How
it. Don't
are you,
forget
man?
it.
What's going on?
Awesome, man.
You look
Awesome.
good.
Excited to be here with you guys and to talk about the Russell Rush Haunted Tour, man.
Yes, I hear these guys are itching to know where we're going. You've got the info, so tell us.
From the resident of Southtown himself, you guys are going to be hanging out for a night at the Haunted Cathedral, Frank, where they're serving up some awesome brats.
That's right,
and beers.
hot dogs and cold beer. We're going to Frank, which is an old church. And here's the thing. They've actually been seeing real full-body apparitions. Like, not just one, multiple. Like, this is going to be a big night, man. This is exactly what we've been looking for. So, you know what this means? It's a sign from above.
Hey, don't you dare.
Yeah!
What was that?
We are in Hipster Central. I knew it was only a matter of time before even the ghosts caught on to craft beer and handlebar mustaches.
I'm meeting up with Ray, a manager at Frank, who invited us to check the place out.
Hey man, I'm looking for
Russell?
Ray?
Yeah.
Hey man.
Oh my God.
Good to meet
Welcome
you.
to Frank. I'm so glad to
Thanks.
see you. We've
Yeah.
had plenty of activity going on here.
Oh yeah?
Full body apparitions.
Okay.
Spooky.
You just said the magic words, man. I'm excited.
Right on. Let's take a tour of the building then.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little weirded out tonight to be investigating an old church.
Oh, don't be scared. Here it is.
Wow. This is awesome.
This is the sanctuary. Originally, this would have been the choir up above us. This whole area would have been the congregation and the pews. Right up on what now is the stage would have been the pastor in the pulpit.
The bar was always here, right?
Of course.
I love the stained glass windows, man. Like,
Yeah.
nice touch.
This one has probably one of the more interesting stories. If you notice the scratched out name right underneath Jesus there,
Yeah.
her new name, after a change in her marital status, is directly below it.
I just got rid of the husband. No
Done.
pettiness in the church. Why not, right? I mean, can you blame her? So Ray, give me the stats on the place, man. What's the full story?
Absolutely. South Alamo Methodist Church, founded in the early 1900s, approximately 1912. It was one of the first integrated churches in San Antonio.
Really?
It's a church up until the late 60s. After that, it became a dinner theater and followed up as a restaurant. So ghosts really came into play theater restaurant time. Apparently, we're one of the most haunted buildings in San Antonio.
There's definitely been some drama here. I'm kind of surprised by the dark past attached to this place. I mean, this was a church. It's just not what you would expect.
This would have been the pulpit, then the stage, and now the Frank main dining room.
Yeah, I don't really have much experience in the pulpit, but I have been on the stage some. Hey, I'm a licensed minister from the beer church, but that's pretty much where it ends. Well, Ray, I'm almost afraid to ask considering what this place was, but what kind of paranormal activity is going on here? Are you like hearing things?
No, not so much hearing as seeing.
What are you seeing?
Ghosts, full body apparitions.
Like things that look like real people?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm not the only one who's seen them.
Multiple people have.
Yeah, many guests, most of our employees.
So far, this sounds really promising. How many are here, do you think?
4 I know of, but possibly more.
Do you get a bad feeling from them?
No, it's mostly mischievous, childlike fun, mostly little Eddie. So yeah, little Eddie, he's probably the most active of our spirits. He is a little child, apparently, that died of polio during the church days. But his presence kind of remained throughout the theater as they continued to use his wheelchair as a prop in a lot of plays.
Okay, so he's kind of attached to here.
Yeah, he's attached.
I'm not surprised there's stories about little Eddie walking around wreaking havoc. It's possible that he came back at a younger age before polio ravaged his body.
Mostly he's annoying,
How
harmless.
so?
He pokes, throws chairs, moves things
He
around.
throws chairs around?
Oh yeah, when he has a tantrum, because he's a child. And he wants attention. That's the annoying part. But he's part of the Frank family at this point, so we just deal with him.
This kid throws chairs around the room? Dang, man, I've met some rowdy kids before, but something here doesn't add up.
So yeah, Eddie, he typically really likes to mess with the girls a lot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, well, a lot of our spirits are named after the spirits. We have a mezcal cocktail called the Little Eddie on our menu. Had a few ladies at the end of the bar and started discussing not enjoying Little Eddie. He didn't take very kindly to that, and this bathroom door over here began to shake. It was shaking, opening and closing directly after they mentioned his name. Until they finished their drink and they left.
He wasn't having it.
No, he was not taking kindly to it.
Wow.
He's probably the most active, most popular. You'll see him most places in the restaurant, even upstairs.
Can we go up there?
Absolutely. So up here is a pretty hotbed of activity as far as the paranormal goes. Eddie will open and close our storage door at whim. Unnamed gentleman's been seen up here. The main spirits up here are going to be Miss Margaret and the seamstress. So Miss Margaret is believed to be Margaret Gething, an old famous actress who retired in San Antonio, just down the block in King William District. But she seems to be drawn to the theater still, even in afterlife. This spot back here is where she likes to hang out and watch what's going on in the dining room.
What does she do?
Her and her seamstress will hang out there, and you'll catch them just leaning over, watching what would have been a show. She's drawn to the theater for obvious reasons and would come and regularly give tips to the actors, criticize their performances.
As a ghost.
Oh, she did as a ghost, yeah.
She just stands there and
watches.
That's creepy, man. As Ray's telling me how active it is up here in the balcony, I can't help but notice all the electrical equipment around. Ghosts need energy to manifest. This could be why so many things are seen up here. I gotta ask Ray, do you really think there's something going on here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you believe in the paranormal before working here?
I was skeptical, but a few evenings of experiences, one in particular with an unnamed gentleman, cemented my belief in it.
So down here, this is where you had your experience.
Yep. It's closing up one night, no one else in the building. There's a gentleman standing over here looking really confused.
What do he look like?
Older man, 60s, rumpled suit.
Maybe a churchgoer?
I would assume so, given the outfit. I looked really confused enough to where I was motioning to the front door to let him out, but these two doors right behind me popped open. So I turn around and he's just gone.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you're getting so much amusement out of my shock.
No, I'm just excited because this is what we've been waiting for. This is what I hope to see what you guys have seen tonight.
I hope so too.
Unless there's anything else, dude, we're gonna get the team out here and get set up and see what we find.
Wonderful. I can't wait to find out what you find.
We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, the story about the unnamed gentleman is exactly why we're here. This is amazing. I can't wait to tell the team. All right, guys, so we're here at Frank tonight, which opened up as a church in 1912. It ran that way pretty much up until the late 60s, was abandoned for a few years, and then opened back up as a theater, and was basically a theater for many, many years up until recently here. Now, the crew at Frank contacted us because they've heard about my personal quest to see something. Guys, I'm so excited because I think tonight's gonna be a big night. They're seeing so many full-body apparitions, it's crazy. Daryl, obviously, cameras are gonna be paramount tonight.
We've got cameras all over the building. If something comes out, we'll get them.
Obviously, Jack, we can't be everywhere at the same time, so we're relying on you. Just really keep an eye on those cameras.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's do it. Let's go.
As the hipsters disperse to search for the newest vegan food truck, the team is left alone in the night to face the spirits of this old church.
It's pretty amazing that they're actually seeing things here. That doesn't happen a lot. Usually ghosts don't want to be seen.
Don't want to tell Russell, but for my sake, I hope we don't see something.
We're investigating the church tonight? Cool. I haven't been to church in years, killing two birds with one stone.
I don't think it works that way.
Daryl and Jack make the final adjustments to the cameras to hopefully catch what others have already seen.
This camera's setting up perfect. There's a lot riding on these cameras tonight. I've also placed motion detecting LED lights all around the building just to make sure we are covered.
Daryl and a few team members step outside for a quick breather, while inside, preparations continue.
The entire ceiling is lit up in the balcony. Something just set off that LED motion light.
That's crazy. That's exactly where we were told they'd be.
The team rushes to get a camera upstairs and get mic'd up.
These ghosts are ready to get the show on the road. We're not even lights out yet, and we're already getting activity up here. Like, they're still getting light switches down. Joe, what's going on up here?
Yeah, it's lighting up. It's reacting more when I talk to Eddie, so I'm guessing that's Eddie.
There it is. Look at that.
Eddie. He likes that.
You like the lights, Eddie? It's not too bright for you?
This is insane. I need to get Ray and bring him up here.
Eddie, can you light it up for Ray? Do you mess with him all the time when you're in here? Yeah, yeah. See, it's broken up by quadrants, so you can see him in different areas.
It's a little
right now, he's
dim
in
right
that
now,
middle
but he
one.
lit it up pretty bright.
There it is. Good job.
Hey, buddy.
It's pretty impressive how they're just lighting it up, because these motion lights are not easy to set off.
Can you see us?
Apparently, Gel's question confused him, as later we discovered this EVP. After an unexpected flurry of activity upstairs, Gel and I corral the team to tell them what we just witnessed and to devise a plan to move forward.
So we were just talking to little Eddie in the spot where Miss Margaret is supposed to be, but where is she?
Miss Margaret is from the theater days and tends to manifest whenever there's a show going on. So we're going to give her a show.
The plan? To put on a performance for Miss Margaret, who has given her ghostly critiques to actors in the past. Gel and I take the stage, while the rest of the team disperses throughout the main dining room. Daryl and Kendra are in the balcony.
Welcome to our little show this evening.
Miss Margaret, please forgive us for what we're about to do.
You are the maid, so
Okay,
go ahead.
I am the maid. How did you get in here?
Why, I walked upstairs.
Might I shake hands with you, Captain?
Why, of course.
Gel and I painfully work our way through a scene to attempt to draw the ire of Miss Margaret, who seems quite the perfectionist.
Nevertheless, the town's mighty proud of you. Applause? Come on.
Oh, was that it?
Did you really want more? Let's be real. Miss Margaret, can you grade the performance? How did we do?
She's probably throwing tomatoes at y'all. Y'all don't even know it.
Our performance, it seems, was not well received. Inside, things are eerily quiet.
Light it up if you want us to do it again.
We could use some direction up here.
Would you prefer if Russell sang to you?
Oh, Miss Margaret, I got this. Are you kidding me? I used to sing at church all the time when I was a kid. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost,
but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Did you like that song?
Whoa!
What was that?
Something just tugged at the back of my shirt.
It was ever so slight, but it was somebody tugging my shirt. Like they wanted to get your attention.
Maybe he liked your song.
Is that you, Eddie?
We've definitely captured Eddie's attention, but the other spirits here, not so much.
Seems like some of the ghosts here are just a little bit shy. That's fine. If they don't want to find us, we'll find them.
Team 3 makes their way to the basement. Due to the limited space inside, the teams have split into 2 groups, with only one inside the building at a time to keep from contaminating evidence.
So is there anybody in the kitchen that wants to talk to us? Maybe you can bang some of these pots around. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
There's a thud right there. We may have just found someone.
You heard it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Are you in here?
It sounds like the noises are getting further away.
Team 3 follows the noises into the main room of the basement.
Let's go ahead and just like sit, maybe each of us at one of these tables, and we'll put some of our equipment out and see if maybe he wants to play.
Looks like Kendra and Daryl brought out all the toys in there tonight. They're in the basement today.
Eddie, can you come and talk to us? Maybe you can play down here in the basement.
Man, I really don't see anything going on right now.
Were you upstairs earlier and pulled on Russell's shirt? Maybe you could pull on Daryl's shirt.
She better not call my name next.
Eddie, if you can, please.
That's something mechanical, right?
What?
That noise.
That little hiss?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I keep hearing something like behind me. It sounds like a step.
Yet again, the team moves in pursuit of the noise.
It feels like someone is leading us on a wild goose chase, or they're trying to run away from us.
We brought all kinds of toys for you. There's lights on all the tables. There's some toys. There's a ball over there by Joey. Do you think you could push it off the table for us? Do you hear like somebody walking around?
Ooh, what was that?
Eddie, was that you? That was loud.
Is there ice back there?
Maybe.
All I'm thinking, there's got to be a logical explanation for that.
Yeah, there's an ice machine here. Maybe it was that?
Did it look like it?
I don't know.
Is that Jack moving around? Do you hear that? Where? Like right behind you? Even the production crew's getting freaked out. Now they're hearing noises.
No. I just heard it right here again.
God. Something just tugged on my shirt.
Really?
Your shirt right now?
I felt my shirt just go down. You tugged on my shirt. Can you do that again, please? Kind of freaked me out a little bit.
So first we hear a noise at the bar, then Daryl gets his shirt tugged. That is not a coincidence.
That was actually very weird.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like a
door close
or air, like a.
It kind of feels like whatever was in the room with us did its business and just left.
There is a lot of activity going on over here.
With Team 3 more than a little freaked out after their experience, Jel, Vanessa, and I tap in to relieve them. It's been an unusually active night. For the moment, though, things seem to have calmed down.
We've definitely had some action tonight, and hopefully they're not done. Because there's one thing that's been bugging me ever since I got here. So, Jed, let me get this straight. So this little kid, Eddie, has taken chairs, slid them across the floor, knocked chairs over, pokes people.
does all this mischief. Like, that's a lot.
It does seem like an awful lot for a kid ghost to be able to do.
I think Russell's concerned that little Eddie may be something more sinister than they believe.
A lot of the time you hear about other entities that are more malevolent, that pose as children. And,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I just don't get that kind of a vibe here.
Whatever it is, it seems pretty powerful.
I mean, it may be a kid,
It could be.
but then again, it may not be.
You never know.
The thing is, if it's a malevolent spirit, it's not going to come out and tell you. But hopefully we can trick it into telling us who it is.
The team decides to break out the Andres box to communicate.
Can you say Russell, please? Yeah? Okay, well, say it. Hey, who was lighting up those lights earlier tonight?
Me.
Me. That was a male voice.
The good news, we got it talking.
Well, what's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie.
Eddie. We got it.
Holy crap.
Eddie, are you really a child?
I have chills right now. Eddie, how old are you? I knew it wasn't a kid.
Thank you, Eddie.
Just because little Eddie might not be a kid doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
There is a belief that spirits can come back at the time they were most happy, so it could be that he was happiest before he was bound to the wheelchair when he was a small child.
Do you appear as a child?
And just as quickly as Eddie responded, he's gone.
While that was a short conversation, the answers were mind-blowing. That's good enough for me. I'm calling this.
The entire team gathers together in the main room.
Hey, if you talked to us tonight, thank you. All right, Jack, we're going to wrap this one, man.
All right, guys and girls. Frank is now done.
This has been an amazing investigation, and there's no doubt that this place is seriously haunted.
For someone who's a skeptic, this one has given me a lot to think about.
It's the new 96 one now. All right, it is evidence reveal time here for Frank. Let's welcome our buddy Ray from Frank. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Are you sure you want to find out what we discovered while we were investigating Frank?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so sure, Joey.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm there a lot, so.
Okay, well, I got to ask you first, though. Has anything happened at the building since we've been there?
Yeah, quite a bit, actually. Since you did the dramatic reenactments, and I said Eddie is not going to be happy, we had all kinds of structural issues for a day that could not be explained.
Well, just send that bill to Joey. He'll take care of it.
I'm broke. Oh, I have.
All right, well, listen, I want to show you what we found that night. And you were obviously there for the start of it when those lights just started going off upstairs, right?
Yes.
And you said, you know what, you are going to experience little Eddie. And that seemed to be Eddie. And I got to tell you, we found him pretty much right away. Listen to this.
Yes. Hi, Eddie. Yes. Hi, Eddie.
Shut it.
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
It's a little kid's voice.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
Yes. Hi, Eddie.
So Eddie had no trouble hanging with us all night. In fact, the mischief continued from there. In fact, Daryl and team, they were investigating in the main dining room, and they were hearing noises all around them, and then all of a sudden, Daryl had a little experience.
Something just tugged on my shirt.
Yep. That's Eddie.
Has he done that to you before?
Eddie pokes. Eddie moves things. Eddie is a child. He is playful, and that's what he does.
And I got to tell you, so you told me there was little Eddie, Miss Margaret, the seamstress, the unnamed gentleman. I don't know that we experienced necessarily any of them, but one of the things that bugged me from when I first came in, and you were telling me the stories about Eddie and how he was a child, but he was able to throw chairs across the room and do all these big things. And I thought, that's really weird for a little kid to be able to do. It seems pretty powerful. So we were investigating late in the night with the Andres box where they're able to speak through it. And we made sure that we made contact with Eddie first. We asked him basically what I was wondering about all night, just exactly who he was and how old he was. Listen to this.
Eddie, how old are you? 20.
See, that is more alarming to me than anything I've ever experienced in the restaurant.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, you told us early on this is one of the most haunted buildings in San Antonio, and I kind of scoffed at that, but now I got to give it to you, man. Frank is hella haunted.
Yeah, we got some guests.
The investigation of Frank was one of the most active nights we've ever encountered. Ghosts in a church, surprising? Not really. Some haunted places will leave you feeling terrified to the core, while others just leave you with more questions than answers. Then again, in some cases, maybe it was better to not have asked at all.
Eddie, how old are you? 20.